I would like to invite His Excellency, President of Suriname, Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, for his address.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good evening, all of you, and welcome. Chair and board members of the AmCham Suriname, Ambassador of the United States of America, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to start with the expression of my sincere congratulations to the chair and the board members of the AmCham Suriname on its 21st anniversary. Yes, 21 years is when youngsters become adults. And I hope this anniversary will symbolically hold great promises for Suriname and the US-based investors in a mature way. I wish the newborn and the reactivated AmCham lots of success, and you can count on the support of my government in any way possible. Mr. Ambassador, yes, this morning I came from your country, from the state of New York. And I've expressed that also during our meetings, that the relations between our two countries are excellent, and the United States of America has always been a supporting partner in Suriname. We want to expand on this, broaden the areas of cooperation and deepen where there's already a strong relationship. At the political and diplomatic levels, we have excellent communication and dialogue bilaterally and also in multilateral forum. Later this year, our teams of Suriname and the United States of America will meet in Washington, D.C. to take stock and chart new directions. We see eye to eye on several global and regional challenges. We share similar internationally accepted norms, values, and principles of democracy, human rights, the rule of law, independent and strong judiciary, and good governance. In terms of functional cooperation, we are pleased with the cooperation in the area of justice, security, and defense. However, Ambassador, much more can be done to address the complexities of the challenges and threats we face nationally and regionally. But today, I would like to focus on strengthening our ties in terms of commerce and investment. And we need to bring the business communities of our two countries closer in order to promote business. We already have many US-based companies operating in Suriname, and historically, we all know the economic activities and the contributions of the aluminum company Alcoa. But nowadays, we have also Apache, Exxon, Newmont, Halliburton, Schlumberger, Marriott, and other companies, big one, medium size, but also small one, in Suriname, and we are all welcoming them. And I'm very pleased to see that many have evolved and developed, also partnering with our local companies, as we call them, the local content. And we are also pleased to see that the Surinamese companies, the private companies, they are preparing themselves to be also as a good partner and can also go for the competitiveness. Yes, we want back the return of the American Airlines, and we have a talks on that area also, because we need them also to promote our bilateral business. Ladies and gentlemen, during my stay in New York, I had several business meetings with members of the private sector. And I was also invited to a closed-door session of the Council of the Americas and the American Society to meet with senior representatives of many interested US-based companies and some of Latin America. We heard positive testimonials from companies like Newmont, Exxon, Coca-Cola, and their representatives were there regarding their operations in Suriname. And I can inform you that there is keen interest in investing in Suriname. But together with your embassy, ambassador, and AmCham, but also the inclusion of the Suriname Investment and Trade Agency, CITA, we must design a plan of frequent engagement and information sharing on doing business in Suriname. Because that was one of the issues I noticed in all the meetings. They need more information on Suriname. They need more information on business opportunity. They need more information on how partnering with local content. And there, it's a challenge for my government, for you, AmCham, but also for the US Embassy. There are a lot of possibilities for investment. We just very often are focusing on oil and gas, but as you know, our country is offering a lot of business opportunities, and I've mentioned all those opportunities what we have in the tourism sector, in business, in the banking sector, in the real estate, food security, food production, agriculture, infrastructure. And it should be advisable to create links also when an expression of interest is sent out by my government, that those expression of interest should come also in the sector of the investment in the United States, because that was one of the complaints that they are not getting all the time the information timely, because how many expression of interest we didn't send to the world. The bridge over Corantia River, no US company. Suriname River, no company. Our waste management institution, no company. Coming weeks, the expression of interest on the West Suriname bauxite industry. And that was my message. I hope that we will see the interest coming also from the private sector. But I think it's also a responsibility of us as government, Ambassador, Surinamese government, with the US government, where we know that the cooperation is excellent on all sectors. Let us include also the private sector, hand in hand, and to get them involved in the business opportunities. Those are plenty nowadays. Ladies and gentlemen, I had expressed also my welcoming to new sectors from US to Suriname, particularly the US Exim Bank, and also the Development for Finance and Cooperation. I'm very pleased that the engagement of the US AID has resulted in a reopening of their offices after more than 40 years. But also that Suriname is part of the Caribbean Business Enabling Environment Reform Program. CETA, as the new agency, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has received instruction to prepare a multi-sector business road trip to the United States of America to promote these business opportunities in different parts of the country. And we would like to partner with AmCham at the US Embassy on this initiative, and I count also on your support to mobilize the required institutions in the United States of America. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, yes, when we started our administration almost 3 years ago, yes, the starting position was not a good one, as we know. But today, we're standing as government and country, and the world is recognizing that we have been able to restructure our macroeconomic parameters in a positive way. Our debt to GDP ratio has decreased. Our budget deficit figures have gone down. Our international monetary reserves are up. The exchange rate is relatively stable, and the economic growth is projected by the IMF positive again after so many years for this year. And we are on agenda Monday on the IMF board, and we have worked very hard in recent months, weeks, and days. And I can tell you, the result, what we have presented to the IMF, that result will be judged, examined, and I can tell you, I have a good feeling, very good feeling, that the result will be one of positive one. Monday, just follow the news. And all these developments, all these positive developments, this bodes well with the future, particularly with the announcement of the Total Energies CEO about the oil and gas reserves, what we have in the offshore area. Yes, there's plenty oil, plenty gas for a bright future, what we want. But there we need close cooperation with the public sector, with the private sector, but also with your companies, Ambassador, and also other investors who wants to invest in the core business of oil and gas, but also in the direct spin-off business, but also in the indirect spin-off business of oil and gas. But finally, we can have all those wealth in all the countries, but I'm referring to my country, we can have all those wealth. But that wealth can only bring prosperity to the country and my people for this generation and the future generation, when you will have a government expressing good governance, abiding the rule of law, but having a strategy where the income of the oil and gas is clearly formulated, that the income partially should go to what we have by law, and that will be amended shortly, and that is our law on stabilization a saving fund. That fund should protect the generation coming after us. That fund should enable us for the diversification of our economy. But the income should be directed also to the sectors which are strongly needed to be developed. Health sector, education, security. And that income should go also, as mentioned in our constitution, that all natural resources belongs to the nation, to the people. And that with that income, we can bring prosperity to all the Surinamese people who had brought a lot of sacrifice during our economic reform program. But now we have reached the stage of stabilization and growth. And there the private sector should play a stronger role than in the first stage where the government was playing a stronger role. By bringing the investment over here, by creating jobs, and also contributing to the income of our country. Once again, we are here as country, and we are inviting all investors, but particularly in this area of cooperation between Suriname and the USA, Surinese investors, the United States investors. We have a bright future, but now we have a country where the security is quite stable, where the development is going in the right direction, with a diverse community, diverse culture, diversity in ethnicity, diversity in religion. We have our biodiversity. We are one of the 3 countries in the world which is carbon negative. 93% of our territory, highly forested, lowest deforestation, 0.5% deforestation. Well, this is Suriname. And I'm inviting you all to come and invest. Congratulations, board and board members. May God bless you all. Thank you.